Welcome back, folks, to Car Brand Infos. So we're going to talk about the 2024 Mazda CX30. Now, this is an awesome vehicle. No matter where you are in the market for a vehicle, this car has 8 models. So there's ranges for pricing. There's one of the least expensive versions that is affordable if you're in the market for an affordable car. And you have one that's fully loaded, because Mazda as a brand competes with both sides of the market. So it's a rare brand in the sense that instead of having a sister brand like some of the larger brands out there, like Honda has Acura and Toyota has Lexus, it's just Mazda, but they compete for both sides of the market so that customers can enjoy their product. So we're going to get into the CX30, and we're going to talk about why this particular model of a vehicle is absolutely one of the best ones to get for the dollar. So I'm sitting in the 2024 CX30. This is a carbon edition, which is kind of in the middle of the lineup for Mazda. Now, as you can see, you have this red leather interior. So this is a special edition. This model only comes with this color interior. And on the exterior, which I'll show you in this video, what it looks like, it's called polymetal gray. It's a gray color with like a bluish tint to it. It's a nice look. A lot of the brands have a similar color to this. You'll notice it's almost like an industrial type color, but it actually looks nice. Black alloy wheels on this vehicle, 18-inch. And then when you look, you have a moonroof in this vehicle, power windows, power locks, heated seats, dual climate control. You know, as I begin to show you like around the interior of the vehicle, you will see there's some storage, not a lot of room, but things there, glove box as well for more storage. And then on your doors, you have some storage there for this vehicle. Rod and handle, extremely, really like one of the best driving vehicles you can get into. The seats are extremely comfortable. They're designed to fit the human body. So Mazda is a very human-centric brand. So it's something that you will be comfortable. Really low fatigue in driving these vehicles if you do have any kind of long rides to or commute. Digital cluster and a nice size screen for the infotainment for your radio and things of that nature. So as we take a look at this vehicle, both interior and exterior, we'll get into those features. Now, powertrain wise, Mazda has 2 powertrains for this vehicle: a 2.5 liter with 191 horses and a 2.5 liter turbo. And I'm going to elaborate just a little bit on that powertrain in particular, because no other brand in the industry has a turbo like Mazda's turbo. And this is significant because when you hear the word turbo, you assume zoom or sporty. This is kind of sporty, but this turbo wasn't originally designed for that. And so I'll talk about that at that time. So, but 256 horses with 320 foot-pounds of torque. Yes, 256 horses with 320 foot-pounds of torque. That is with premium fuel. With regular fuel and using in the car for the turbo powertrain, 227 horses with 310 foot-pounds of torque. So still a lot of power for engine that size and what it's delivering, and the fact that it's in a car at this weight and size. Big difference in how this thing drives and handles. I don't see another competitor really offering anything like this without it being like a Mercedes AMG or BMW M Series, which have a lot of power, obviously, in those vehicles, but just a standard powertrain that's offered without being a special model for their cars, because Mazda doesn't really have a high performance brand. But if they offered, I'm pretty sure they would have something with a lot more power in it than that motor. But as it sits, that is a powertrain option for this vehicle. So we'll get into that a little bit. And so let's take a look at this car. So let's take a look. Here's the cluster. It is a digital cluster. And as you can see, I have this in accessory mode, so the engine is not running at this point in time on the vehicle, but your fuel gauge is off to the right there, which is kind of like an analog fuel gauge. And then to the left of that is your temperature gauge. And then right in between the center cluster and the cluster to the right, you'll see also a fuel gauge there, which is digital. And then your center cluster, which is completely digital. And then in between the center cluster and the cluster to the right, which is your RPMs, you'll have a fuel range there, which is kind of gauging the range of the vehicle, which is also digital. And then an analog RPM cluster that's there. Now, the center one, because it's digital, when you press the info button, which is located here on the steering wheel, and you can see how it changed, and it's giving you your averages. And you have this view of the cluster, which you'll have the lane departure warning symbols there, basically look like train tracks, and then with the miles per hour just above it. And then back to this. Bluetooth is standard on the vehicles, along with the Apple and Android CarPlay. A mute button in the center, your volume controls, your sources, and then these arrows to control any type of change if you're changing stations, your favorites, or if you're streaming music to skip ahead or go back, is what's there. All the Mazdas come with a auto wiper, where the wipers will automatically go in an event that it begins to rain or snow. And then off to the left, you have your turn signals and your auto lights. Again, standard on all Mazda, daytime running light standard. And all Mazdas have full LED high and low beam on their vehicle, and the high beam control. And we look off to on the driver's side, you have this button here, which is like Mazda's shield around the car, which helps control all your safety features that come with the vehicle. They do have kind of an off-road mode for this SUV, which delivers a little bit more torque to the all-wheel drive system, which is completely computerized. Down below, you have memory seats in this particular model. And then below that is where you would find your hood release to open the hood. And you have your power button. And then you also have your dual climate control, your heated seat buttons, your 4-ways here. All these buttons are really nice, like as far as being able to touch. When you touch them, the quality, you can feel them. Even in your turn signals, when you pull the lever down, you can feel the quality in the vehicle. The dashboard has soft touch materials, and as you can see, you have Mazda's 8.8 screen here, which is showing the radio, simple functions here. Just go to the home menu, and as you go to the home menu, you can see it has 3 simple functions. Basically, the entertainment, which is your radio, your communications, which is for your phone, and then if you are equipped with Mazda's SD card in the car, navigation, and then settings. As you can see, also to the right is the Android and Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. At the very top, info. Basically, you can monitor your fuel and see how you're averaging. And then, of course, for service and maintenance, you have there. Your air vents are nice. They kind of blend into the dashboard the way it's been constructed, so it keeps everything very simple here. And again, these materials are nicely felt. in the vehicle. Mazda has here for their safety, this portion here lights up for your seat belts, so you know who's in the vehicle basically having their seatbelt. You have LED lights for interior, a sunglass holder, and then of course vanity mirrors with lights, LED lights to be exact, inside the vehicle. To the right side here of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control and distant recognition. Now Mazda does offer an adaptive type cruise control where once you set your speed, the car can actually control the distance between the vehicles ahead and bring the car to a stop. So down below here, you got two cup holders, which we like where these cup holders are because they're up front. So when the driver goes to reach, it's in the right space. This particular model has the wireless charger. And this material here is to help keep the phone in place. And you have a sport mode in the vehicle. If you need more power for this powertrain, this is the 2.5 liter, which is the standard powertrain for this vehicle. Electronic parking brake, an auto hold feature, and then Mazda's commander switch here, which functions like a mouse, as if you were using a desktop basically, to operate the infotainment system. Now I'm going to move back towards the other portions of the car so you can check out, and exterior of the paint. You can see nice designs on this vehicle, and so let's take a look at that. You have a nicely designed door panel there, this lovely red interior, which is like a not bright red but almost like a wine color. You can see the black stitching here. A little storage compartment with USBs are at. You can see this color has like a blue tint to it. So this is considered a carbon edition. Let's look at the back here. Same thing with the door panels, nice, the red stitching. It's a little tight back here, but decent amount of leg space. Then you have these quick levers here for the child safety seats, two cup holders. There's a push button here to lower your seats. Decent amount of trunk space. These black 18-inch alloy wheels. Simple touch gas door. Nicely designed rear taillights. Mazda Sky Active technology. And then, as you can see, trunk space. Mazda still offers a spare in their cars, in their vehicles, so you got to ask nowadays. Some brands don't give that to you. It's really nicely done. Come around to the front grille here. It's just a nice looking vehicle. It's black mirror color covers. Yeah. Now let's talk about this powertrain. So Mazda has this technology called Sky Active. It's a natural aspirated 4-cylinder 2.5 liter turbo that is offered in this vehicle. But Mazda's turbo isn't like everybody else's. And this technology has been very unique, and other brands are looking into creating combustibles very similar. These are high compression engines, and just to give you an idea of what I mean by that is most performance vehicles like a Corvette or Mustang or Ferrari, they have so much buildup inside their cabin in the chamber where the piston explodes and basically get a lot of the power. Mazda's figured out a way to do that all in this 4-cylinder, which is a big 4. And the design of this turbo is to kick in at low RPMs. So this is very special because most turbos kick in at 2,000 or 2,500 RPMs. for a vehicle, which is equivalent to 45 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour. So, but if you can get a turbo to kick in at, let's say, 1,000 RPMs, you're getting all that power, no more turbo lag. And then it's just a clean acceleration out of, or performance from the motor. And then with this design, you can see how they talk about how the exhaust flows. Now this is very special because if you can have a clean exhaust flow for a motor, this also helps with emissions. And so everything these guys have done with this technology is basically made a pretty clean combustible engine. And they are exploring even greater things down this, with this technology. And you have other manufacturers like Toyota as well exploring how to improve the combustible engine. But this is Mazda's powertrain.